He's innocent. The day always comes if you're innocent.
Get on the train before it leaves the station. Wisconsin versus Avery, a complete fabrication. Get on the train before it leaves town. The truth train is coming, gonna run them down, run them down. And we all know Stephen and Brendan were blamed, but it does not take a brain surgeon to see that they were framed. And yes, we know what this was about. The civil suit, the settlement, they did not want to pay out, want to pay out. And you may hear this song, or maybe you don't get it. I suggest you look up TikTok, Manitowoc on Reddit. There you will find trial transcripts, evidence files, and reports. And you will start to fathom the corruption within the courts. And as you shake your head because everything seems demented, you will find yourself in company of 3 unbanked judges that dissented. But don't you worry, you're not going insane. You just happen to sit down on Zellner's true train. Get on the train.
Hello, everybody.
Before it leaves the station, final destination, inevitable exoneration. Get on the train before it leaves town. The truth train is coming, gonna run them down, run them down. Get on the train.
All right. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Switch over here. Hello. How's everybody doing? All right. So, obviously we're here to talk about the big announcement. All right? Everybody wants to talk about that. So, I have some thoughts, but I want to say something first. I see some people out there who saw it and, were kind of excited by it. I know there was some people out there that, hey, Sila, hey everybody, by the way. But I also saw other people out there that really took an attitude that I really didn't agree with. And that was that they felt like Zellner was reaching here or something like that. I don't see it. It's, I was making a comparison where it's like if you're in a football game in the fourth quarter and you're only up by a field goal or you're down by a field goal, you're not going to start pulling your first string, right? No, you're going to push harder. You're going to pull out all the bag, you're going to reach deep into your bag of tricks and, or you're deep into your, play calling book, as it were, right? And you're going to pull out something unique, special. Well, that's what's happened here. Zellner is just using another tool. She's just trying to, obviously if somebody can come forward with some type of smoking gun, that makes this whole process a lot more streamlined. So it makes sense. Not only that, well, we're going to talk about the amount of money and stuff, but we're going to talk about a lot of things, but let's say hi to everybody first. So, hey everybody in the chat, how's everybody doing? Hey Jerome, hey Linda, how you doing? Hey Bean. Hello Larry. Responses today were disappointing. I think it's great. I think it's a brilliant thing, and I'm going to explain why. Casey may have picked this time to announce this for a reason. See what else she can shake out before she submits anything, so she doesn't miss anything out. Exactly. That's another part of it. And it's very, yes, Kelly Cowles, by the way. Very, very astute observation. Remember, hi Sandra, how you doing? Remember, the whole point of this, and the state is eager to, how's it going, T1? The state is eager to try to argue procedural bar. So with the 97-406, Zellner is wanting to make sure she collects everything together possible as she can under this one, because she knows the state's going to argue, if she tried to bring something afterwards or whatever, that the state's going to try to argue that she's procedurally barred, or that Steven is procedurally barred, and all that sort of stuff. So the more she gets under this motion, the better. And the more she brings together under one motion, the better. So that is one side of this. And so she is trying to shake loose something else. Something else meaningful in this case. Now, someone made the comments that 100,000 isn't enough. There may be something to that. Maybe. It probably might not. It probably wouldn't be enough for like a lawyer or somebody like that to flip, and it probably wouldn't be enough for a law enforcement officer to flip, because $100,000 versus their retirement, their retirement probably is worth, they would probably see their retirement at a higher value than $100,000, so it might not be enticing enough for them. But somebody out there who doesn't have much of anything and is looking to set up some kind of retirement for themselves and knows something about this, something fairly significant, well then they may be enticed by it. But the point is that the fact that this has now been offered, some private, this isn't Zellner doing this, by the way, because that would be the first thing to come out. People would say, "Oh, this is Zellner again. It's Zellner again." It's not. She didn't put this money up. A private citizen put this money up, and this is now going to be incentive, to the people that were really involved in this, that were really the minds behind this. They're worried now that some people may have incentive to pop. So this just creates a little more pressure. I think it's brilliant. I'll tell you what, I don't feel that some private citizen offering a reward hurts Zellner. I'll put it that way. So it's to me, I think it's only putting more pressure. I think it's brilliant. I think it's going to do, it's going to just keep reminding Manitowoc, Wisconsin, Calumet, the Attorney General's office, that this isn't going away, and the pressure is just continuing to step up and get more intense. Right? I think Paul Capaldi always says they've held on to that ever-rising balloon, and now it's risen so high they're afraid to let go. So Zellner's got to put them enough fear in them to get them to let go. All right, let's take a look at the comments here. Hello, Linda. Let's see here. This money is life-changing. The real killer will be brought to light now. So glad to see this. A while back I was saying how I wished they would make a reward. So glad. Yeah, and it's like I said, it is life-changing enough, especially because, folks there in Wisconsin aren't exactly, rolling in the dough. It's, and so $100,000 in Wisconsin, I think, probably goes a long way. TikTok Manitowoc put up a tweet about what all you could buy in Wisconsin with $100,000, and he had like a brand new Ford F-150 or something. He had a a boat, an ATV, and something else. Anyway, it was funny, but to the average Joe, 100,000 is a lot of money. Absolutely. See, my only worry is the response that will happen. A lot of weeding out. Oh, there's going to be a lot of people calling into that number, that's for sure. A bunch of red herrings, and that sucks, but hopefully something good will come out of the haystack. Casey never does anything without a purpose. Of course. I heard someone say that Erekose is a sex symbol. It's just the blue shirt bringing out my blue eyes, anyways. You know. Let's see. Now someone can actually count the cost of giving up some information. Yeah, true, T1. I think people are underestimating how powerful it could be. I'm not saying it isn't powerful. I mean, that's why I said, for somebody who doesn't have a nice retirement to look forward to or anything like that, this money could be very, helpful to them. And I mean, they can help themselves and do the right thing in the same fell swoop. So, win-win, right? Lots of Mountain Dew. Never been a fan of Mountain Dew. Let's see here. Snowmobile, beer and cheese. There you go, beer and cheese. May also compel others to add to the amount. That's true too. Or we do another mammothon to raise more money for the reward. Enough money to move away from Wisconsin potentially, sure. But you got to understand though, people in Wisconsin, I mean, a lot of people in Wisconsin actually are proud of their roots and proud and like actually where they live and grew up. So, I mean, not necessarily all of them would want to leave, but those of us outsiders who learned about all this through Netflix, obviously not so much me, but we can tend to have a colored kind of perception of Wisconsin and stuff like that. But no, I mean, potentially, yeah, they could get out of Wisconsin just to get away from the potential heat and blowback from blowing the whistle, essentially. That's actually a good point. So. We're also challenged to get a tribute by TikTok. Okay, K and MG. Oh yeah, Kratz and Greaseback. Yeah, that's funny. They won't. Which one will rat the other out? Oh, I think you mean Taddock or Dassey, but I don't know. Hello, Belinda. I think Zellner sent this message to a specific person. What do you think? Could be, maybe. Maybe she knows who's out there, potentially has information that could crack, and I don't know, maybe. That's all speculation, but maybe. I don't know. I wonder if Kratz will pay $200K not to talk. So when they get somebody that calls in and they say they have a tip, Kratz is going to ask to make a counter offer? Potentially, maybe. Hi, Jen. I know what you meant, Dynamite. Hello, Belinda. Sorry, on the phone. Harder to type. It is hard to type on phones. I do hate that. We like Wisconsin, just not cases like this one. There you go. Not there yet. It's a good way. Hey, I tell you what, folks. I've been to Wisconsin twice. This last time, got to stay at a brilliant house on the lake. When I've gone to Wisconsin, it's been very nice. The people are cool. The people are very friendly. Go out to the places to eat, and they're always making sure you're well fed. It's just I like Wisconsin. It's a cool little place, personally. Yeah, it has things like this, making a murder and stuff, that kind of hang over it. But man, when you go there, it's a pretty cool little place, in my opinion. Question: is there anyone close to this case currently in financial hardship? Yes, I live in Minnesota. I do love Wisconsin. Love living in Wisconsin. Go Pack, go. There you go. See, the Wisconsinites are proud of their Packers. As Charlie Barons, when he says to keep her moving right here, as Charlie Barons says, go Packers and F the Bears, right? So the Wisconsinites are very proud of their Packers there. And their cheeseheads. It absolutely was great, Linda. It was just fantastic staying at that house on the lake. I mean, that was amazing. Hey, Penn. Hey, Chase. How you doing? Just scrolling back to the chat just a little bit. Okay. So, they're coughing up $100K if it leads to finding Teresa Halbach's real killer. So, they're coughing it up, but I guess in order to offer it up, it must mean quite a bit to them to see Teresa get true justice. Right? She's so smart and understands people. I wish the idea of a better life would outweigh the fear. Yeah. Well, and like I said, I still think it's enough. I think it's enough to make the common man in Wisconsin. I mean, $100,000 is a huge leg up. I'll put it that way. Huge leg up. Oh, Wisconsin is beautiful too. Oh, dude. Driving in from Green Bay to Manitowoc is just amazing. I've done it in June here 2 years in a row. Well, actually this year I drove to Neenah first, but even driving to Neenah, same thing. Driving along the freeways, leaving Green Bay, driving along the freeways, and everything is just like this brilliant verdant green, and it just rolls off into the hills, into the in the forests, there's tree lines, out away from the highway, and the trees are all just green and healthy, and it's just an amazing place. I think I posted a video somewhere where I posted some of the video Paul and I took. We were driving back from Neenah back to Manitowoc. And yeah, we just got some really stunning countryside, video. But anyway. Is Erekose the anonymous? Hello to those just joined. Thank you for joining. Please hit the like button. Yep, please hit that like button, folks. If you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing that. October 10th is when she says she's filing her brief. She made another tweet. So, let me read the second tweet to y'all. Her second tweet says, the reward offer has nothing to do with the merits of Avery's appeal, which will be filed on October 10th. So she's telling all of us right now, she's filing with the Court of Appeals on October 10th. So... yeah, it is. It's. I mean, Wisconsin's just really, really beautiful, place. Truly is. It gets cold, but yeah. Even in June. You said that's the big announcement. What are you referring to, Ziggy? Are you referring to what I just read? Or... what I just read was just a follow-up tweet. The big announcement here, I'll show you. So once again, for everybody, this is the big announcement. So that's the big announcement. A private citizen has come forward and put up $100,000 for any information leading to the real murderer of Teresa Halbach. Thank you so much, Chase. You're very kind. Thank you so much. Well, that's interesting. She clearly says she's filing on the 10th, so hopefully that's going to get worked out before then. Why wouldn't he talk to the investigator? I'm not sure what that's in reference to, Jen Walsh. I think if anyone does come forward, they will wait until dust settles before coming in hot and spilling. That may be. It may be a week or two before somebody comes forward to try to let the heat die down on this, maybe. Sure. It's Greaseback's offer. KZ will set you free. KZ will make you rich. KZ will set you free. That's, that reminds me of a parody video. But anyways, thank you so much, Chase. That's very kind. Thank you so much. So, yeah, when I look at this, no matter how I look at this, I think it's good news. I think for those that maybe saw it and thought, oh no, she doesn't have enough or whatever it is, that might have occurred. No, I don't know. It's not that at all. Just remember, they're all tools, and when you're in a situation where you are fighting and you are putting forth your best effort, you do everything you can, right? You do everything you can. You don't hold back. You leave it, as they say in sports and in athletics, you leave it on the field. Because you leave it on the field, because if you don't leave it on the field and you lose, you end up, that stuff you didn't leave on the field ends up staying with you, and the remorse and all that kind of stuff. That's why they say leave it on the field. Don't leave anything, don't feel like you didn't try your 100%. And this is Zellner, and a private citizen, a very generous private citizen who wants to see justice here. who have come together and put this little extra pressure on these bad actors, and they're here in this situation. Look, you don't get this many problems through coincidence or oops. Okay, you maybe get a couple, a small amount, and you can say maybe oops. But when it's hashtag 80 more things, you've gone well beyond oops. Okay, or coincidence. You've gone well beyond that. And, you know, and think about this, folks. Think about how KZ is continually putting the full court press on. She is not backing off. She's continuing to put the heat further and further on, more and more tenacious, more and more and more. She doesn't want them to think that they've got breathing room at any time. She's continually coming at it, pounding away at it. And I think it lets them know she's serious. This is not a game for her. You know? It's serious business. And she treats it as such, and she does, like I said, she leaves it on the field. She's not holding things back so that she can wonder later if she would have done this, would it have made a difference, or would have done that. She's doing it. Therefore, it's done. And, you know, she can't wonder about it later. It's one of those types of things. All right, let me go back to me. I think everybody's now seen the announcement from Miss Zellner. All right, let's see what we got here. I've seen people on Reddit say that KZ doing this pushed them to see Avery Dassey as guilty. People are gonna think weird things. Honestly, I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people are more on the fence than they actually would admit. And I think sometimes people just over arbitrary things just, you know, shift. For me, that doesn't happen for me because I came in skeptical. I came into the situation, even though I was really pissed off at a lot of the crap I saw that was pulled by the state of Wisconsin. I came in skeptical. And it took some time, months, before I had seen enough where I just finally said, you know what? Yeah. No sane person would run this crap investigation on somebody who's already been wrongfully convicted once unless they were trying to do it again. That's in my mind, that's the only thing that can explain this crap fest of an investigation. I think someone who wants to come forward would want more money to protect themselves. That's a possibility as well. It's all about it being enough. Risk and reward, right? Maybe she knows Kim Kratz needs $100K. 100K reward leading to the rest of the actual killer of TH would roll better. KZ does not get 19 plus exonerations by making mistakes. Okay, I do not think Barb is involved, but I do think she knows her son and husband lied on the stand. She is scared. Let's see here. I've always felt that Avery was innocent from day one. And I, you know, totally respect that. I wasn't that way. You know, I hadn't researched the case at all, and I knew a jury had found him guilty, so I remained skeptical for a long time until I looked into it myself And then after looking into it myself, finally deciding I'd seen enough, and that's when I decided to say I believe Stephen Avery is innocent. Up to that point, I used to say I believe he may have been railroaded. I used to word it a little differently because I was still on the fence. But once I decided, then I started saying that I believed he was innocent. But like I said, it took me about 8 months to get there. Alexa, turn off. There you go. All right. I don't know what she was about to do, but I had to shut her off because I didn't know what the heck she was trying to do. She lit up. Anyways. So yeah. Oh yes. So anyways, I think people. I think there's also an aspect that people get weary. You know, I think maybe some people find it easier to just jump to believing he's guilty, and if they can convince themselves that they believe that, then they can walk away from it without it pricking their conscience. So I think maybe there might be some aspect of that to it, possibly. I don't know. Anyway. I got this one right here. Look. As soon as I finished MAM, I knew things were hinky. So when I started researching and found lots of info that agreed with me. Right? Man, Twalk just tapped into your... T1. My TV paused when... Oh, really? That's funny. Well, I don't know why mine was even lighting up. I was just like, what the heck are you... What was it? It was just lighting up, and then I was watching it for a second because I was wondering what it was going to do, but then the lights went out, and then it lit up again, and they kind of went around in a circle, and I was like, what is it about to do? So that's when I decided to stop it before it did whatever it was thinking of doing. PP Kathy, I see that. You think KZ knows exactly who did it? Well, she stated who she thinks did it, but she may, have more suspects beyond that. I believe KZ knows who committed this murder as well. If you haven't already... Oh, I've done a video about that, Rhonda. I did a video where I asked... Actually, we did it again recently, and the answer had changed. Okay. Alexa, who actually killed Teresa Halbach? Uh-oh. And she gave up. Zellner's main suspects are Scott Taddick and Bobby Dassey. Alexa, who murdered Teresa Halbach? Alexa, read Illusion of Justice. Okay, something's wrong with my Alexa. All right, Alexa, stop. Because she basically can't do anything right now. I'm going to have to figure out what's wrong with her. Alexa, are you on? Yeah, something's wrong. Alexa, stop. Well, Ryan Hillegas is fishy too. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you guys saw the videos I put out yesterday, but the video I put out yesterday about the evidence against Stephen Avery about the RAV4, I talked about Ryan in there, and one of the main things that has recently come up with him, and that is the claims he made about insurance money, that Teresa collected a lump sum insurance settlement for the damage to the front driver's side blinker, and that she just never fixed it. And that's what he said to investigators, and there is absolutely zero proof of that. Well, one of the first one from yesterday was one I uploaded about a week and a half ago, about the bones, the evidence against Stephen Avery about the bones. But this one I uploaded yesterday has actually about another extra 2 to 3 minutes of footage, where I added a map that shows all of the places in the quarry where bone was found, where bone piles were found. So I put up that map and kind of showed everybody that, and so that was like an addition to the video. So I re-uploaded it right before I uploaded part 2 about the RAV4. And you know, one other thing here too is that I for me it's like a no-brainer for Zellner to want to be going after the smoking gun on this. Like, for me it's a no-brainer because it obviously is the quickest way to cut through all the crap. Okay? The courts can sometimes be very frustrating, even though they see that things are wonky and unfair. They will sometimes co-sign the BS anyway. So, I mean, it only makes sense for her to keep working towards stronger and better proof, and in case it's needed, you know. It's, for me, it's just like I said, it's like full court press. You're always pressing, more, you know, because obviously, you know, we regular citizens don't have the kind of resources that the state does, and certainly Stephen didn't. And you know, it when the state brings their guns to bear on you, it's unpleasant, especially if you're innocent, especially if you got a very sleazy DA who's chasing convictions. She answered from your house. What did she say? How big was the area that Avery is from? Bobby's main problem, guys, for those of you, yeah, look, Bobby's main problem is he lied in court. So people are going to criticize him because he did that. Because what he did was one of the big factors in convicting his uncle. And then, well, there was a video I did recently where Bobby was using Brendan's internet account and talking to girls, and he was acting like an absolute ass, and everything. And when Brendan got home from Fox Hills that night after 10 o'clock or whatever, he saw what had been happening there when he got home, and he had to apologize for all of it. And it wasn't even him. And it's just like, that really got under my skin. So, maybe Bobby didn't do it, but I feel pretty freaking strongly about Brendan. And when I read that little exchange, that just really pissed me off. But I'll just leave it at that. And so did Scott T. You're absolutely right. I've heard something like that, Ginger, but I'm not sure. I agree that may be Kimberly Allen. That absolutely may be. It's a plausible explanation. And guess who can tell us? And why haven't those people said it already? That's the other side of it. I don't know who did it, but I know who didn't. Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey. Right on, T1. So, alright. Any other questions anybody has maybe regarding this or anything? I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up here. Zellner's big announcement. $100,000 reward for information leading to the real killer of Teresa Halbach. Wonder if that's worth anything. The Avery Dassey Taddick families are all innocent. I've known these people all my life. Yeah, well, I'm not here to debate that. For me, it's about false testimony was given, and that false testimony needs to be recanted and explained why it was given. I'm not here to like be a jerk to anybody, but that's the reality of it. There's false testimony given in court, and the people who gave it are still not correcting it. Yes. Alrighty. We'll see you guys, I guess. So anyway, where is Brendan? Let me see here. Where is Brendan? Brendan is in, what's the name? I forget the name of it. He's in a new prison. It's a prison that's actually like geared more towards rehabilitation, which is actually advantageous. But he's still inside. Oh yeah, I know something. I remember seeing him standing in the shady. Do people mean the Hallbox might have put up the reward, Linda? Oh, I don't know about that. I highly doubt that. Exactly, Erekose, Bobby, and Scott need to come forward with why they lied, but I do not think they will. That's unfortunate because that's, the reality of it is you can know someone your whole life and never really know the person. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Thank you. Oshkosh, that was it. Brendan's in Oshkosh. And like I said, this prison in Oshkosh is actually a prison that's actually geared towards like training prisoners and giving prisoners skills to help them transition into the real world. So alrighty, folks. So that was Zellner's big announcement. I personally think it's just one more tool that's being used to combat this wrongful conviction. I don't see it as a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. I think it just puts more pressure on the bad actors here. And yeah, I think it's brilliant. I mean, Zellner and this private citizen are now really putting some heat, because now people are wondering, oh my God, is somebody going to jump up and grab that $100,000? You know? And so it's making guilty consciences just that much more, have that much more bite. You know what I mean? Thank you, Linda. We'll see ya. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. We'll see you next time, and we'll see you. Like I said, we'll see you guys later.